This is Anna Choi again, and with Energy TV host and with Conscious Business Coaching. So we've been really looking at a series of videos around how to transform fear into love. And so in the last video, we talked about being able to really face the fear and being willing to then feel the fear. So then we walked into allowing the fear through breath. So now the next step here is to accept and connect to the fear. And if you picture like a little monster, I love giving caricatures to my fears, and there's so many different kinds of fears. And one of them is the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. She's so funny. She's kind of like my alter ego. But when you actually characterize the fear in your mind, it's less scary and it's easier to love. But anyway, I picture like this little tantrumy, like green monster, right? And if you picture a little monster, however yours looks, knocking on your door of your house suddenly while you've been relaxing, and it knocks and you're like, what is that? I'm busy. You ignore it. Knocks again. You're like, I am not available. Starts getting loud, starts kicking at your door. And you're like, how dare you? And then it starts like railing and going nuts on your door, right? That's the pattern of fear, that the more you resist it or don't pay attention to it or ignore it, it can get louder and more wild, and sooner or later will break through your house. So the solution here in this next step of connecting to your fear is to first open the door and accept the fear in. And by accept, I'm not saying you're condoning the fear or believing in the fear or giving into the fear or anything. You're literally just allowing and then accepting it in. And this metaphor can actually be placed on your body. If you think of your body like your home or your temple, to your true self, your spirit, your inner wisdom, your soul, then when you open the door to fear, you're allowing fear to flow through rather than fight it or resist, fright it, if that's a word, or freeze. You're just flowing with it. So you're like, okay, I'm going to let you through. And then it's kind of like, back to the analogy, that little green monster is like, it like calms down just a little bit as it comes to the door, and it's like, and you're like, why don't you sit at the table? And as you allow and accept it in, then it sits at the table, and as it calms down over time. Okay, and then the next step here is to connect to the fear. So you're going to ask questions, and these questions are going to be like, what's your message for me? Like, how can I help you? Like, what's going on? And as you talk, you just want to listen. You're not here to defend yourself or talk back. You just want to listen. You can take notes. And so the fear's talking and you're talking to it, right? You're just doing this in your head, or in your heart rather. And then some great questions that you can ask are like, how have you served me? What guidance do you want to give to me? What are the gifts and lessons you're here to share with me? What do I need to embrace or let go of? What are actions? What does it look like? What actions am I called to take? So all of those questions you'll notice are very, and this is, I want to credit one of my mentors, spiritual mentors. We were doing a limiting belief exercise, and I think she got this from her mentor, so that's where the questions are from. They're all from love. If you ask yourself those questions to your fear, I think you'll be surprised at how much it's given to you, that you might even be grateful for. So connect to, have a conversation with your fears. And the last piece of this is where you now can embrace the fear. You can imagine, right? This green monster has now it's not a monster to you anymore. It's like a friend, and the green has faded away and it's become more golden. And now it's sitting at your table and you're talking to it as you're loving on it and asking for it. It's getting heard. Then suddenly it becomes like light. Consider that at the source and core of any fear is actually light. That everything is here to help support you and make you a stronger person. It's a lesson to learn. Not like the truth, just like consider it as a perspective that could really be empowering if you treated life that way. That would make you super amazing, invincible, superpower person when suddenly fears aren't a threat. It's like you want to hug all the fears around you. You're like, oh, come on, I'll love you. And then they calm down and turn into light. How cool is that? Like, I was thinking, like, imagine a world, right, where people run to fears and face them and forward them with love. And then everything gets transmuted in love, and then suddenly there's no war, and it make a really boring movie, but Marvel movie, but that would be like the biggest disarming superpower possible. I mean, that's the opportunity that we have. So by embracing it and thanking the fear, you might like hug it, do whatever you need to do, like to, you might make a gesture and a sound with it. You're now sending, hey, I send you back to your source energy, fear energy, and thank you, and that's it, right? You're not like, go away. It's very different energy. You're like, I love you, thank you. Okay. You don't need to be here in my field. So that is, I shouldn't even add that last part, but you'll be grateful. You'll be left grateful for it. So when I've actually practiced this with real life situations, it's given me a lot of power that I was too afraid to take before, by having conversations with people who are a different political party, by having conversations with taboo topics, by having my biggest triggers with my mom or my dad go off, and rather than not talk to them for 6 months, I can love them still. I can handle when my kiddo's having a huge tantrum or upset. I can stay grounded more better. I'm still human and I mess up and I yell back during the process. It's often messy looking, but the power ultimately that's been able of knowing, a simple way to transmute and transform this fear into love is huge. And I really, really encourage and hope and invite you to just try and explore what it's like to face the fear and accept and allow it and connect to it and embrace it, and ultimately really love that fear as that fear becomes love. All right, I hope this was valuable for you. I'd love to hear comments below. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on our next episode.